given the statements labeled as assertion and reason. So there are two statements. One is assertion, means a statement, and second is reason. Reason for that statement means, what do you mean by this? You might have solved such problems, right? When you enter the banking system, I'll say something because it is so. So reason and statement. So from the options given below, choose the correct answer. So what is the assertion? What is the statement given? The cost of deposits in retail banking is relatively less. So this is, see here, don't think from your angle. Don't think like it is less. Yes, less. Don't think. Don't apply your logic over here. Look at statement and the reason, whether they are matching or not. Okay, first look at that. And what is the reason given? The ticket size of retail deposits is small. So now compare these two. The statement is correct and the reason is also correct. What is it? Let's see. So the cost of the deposits in retail banking is relatively less. So both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. A is false, R is true. Both A and R are true, and R is not the correct explanation of A. And A and R are false. So which one is correct over here? The cost of deposits in retail banking is relatively less. Is it so? Is the cost of deposits low? Think over it. Everyone, think over it. Is the cost of deposit low in retail banking? First think of that statement. Is it low? No, it is not low. It is high. Cost of deposits is high in retail banking. Okay, why? Because we have to maintain the branches, we have to maintain the staff. The branches should also be in the main location. Isn't it? Huge expenses. So A is not correct. Now what about R? The ticket size of retail deposits is small. Now this is correct. Correct? The ticket size of retail deposits is always small. Right? So this is true. And this is false. So now look at the answers. A and R are true. So gone. A is false, R is true. Correct? A is false, R is true. Okay, next one. Demand notice under section 13(2) can be issued by anyone or more of the following modes. So demand notice can be issued in anyone or more of the following modes: by registered post with acknowledgement due, or by speed post, by courier or by fax message, by electronic mail service. Mail is not mall, mail, electronic mail service, and all of the above. So demand notice can be issued by how? Now see here, generally we follow this first one, registered post. So all of you will agree with this, that registered post. Okay? This many of you will not agree by courier. Courier not allowed. We send by registered post. Courier not allowed. But kindly note, where if registered post is not there or some other means are not there, then courier is also allowed. Email, electronic mail service, email, that is also allowed. Even few things are not mentioned over here. Few days after, I think so, mobile will also be allowed. So the answer is all of the above. Okay? Answer is all of the above. Got it? So if there is a verified, see here, everything, this email is allowed only if it is a verified email. Okay? Only then it's allowed. You can't send it through any email. Verified email only. Got it? Dash are extensions of branches opened in specified locations for offering banking services to specified groups within their command area. So extensions of branches. What is the extension of branch? Extension counters, personal banking branches, special banking branches, TAT counters. So, what are these called as? Have you seen extension counters in the banks? Many of you might not have seen this. Some of you in the nationalized banks might have seen this. Extension counters are there. Nowadays there are very few, but they are there. Extension counter means what? A sub branch. That extension counter normally deals in only liabilities. Normally, I'm not saying always. It can deal in assets also, but normally it deals in liabilities. Okay? So extension counters. These are the extension. Nowadays banks have very few extension counters left. Now everything is converted into branches. Okay, but still this concept is there. Okay, extension counters. These are the extensions open for offering banking service. Generally all the liability services and even the asset services they offer, but they don't sell anything. They don't open new loans. Deposits they can open. Okay. Non-funded business, non-fund based business of banks is a part of other services. This includes which of the following? Now, non-fund based business. It includes what? Non-fund based means what? Kindly note. Where you don't fund it, where you don't give the fund. Okay? Means what? For example, see, there are two types of loans in banks. Okay? One is fund based, second is non-fund based. In fund based, kindly note, you give the cash, term loan CC. Okay? And in non-fund based, you don't give the cash, but you give the word. Zuban, Meri Zuban, he hai mera shasan. That word, guarantee you give. So that is non-fund based. So which of them are under non-fund based? LC, a letter of guarantee, letter of credit, both A and B, none of the above. Think over it. Which of them are over here? Letter of guarantee, letter of credit, both A and B. So it is both A and B. Okay, C. So it is C, both A and B. Got it? Among the below given, which of the given is correct about the extension counters? Extension. Okay? Extension counters are extensions of branches opened in specified locations for offering banking services to specified group within their command area. Within their command area. Okay? Extension counters are basically attached to a branch and controlled by the branch for accounting purposes. Extension counters are permitted to offer products mainly in their liability side. Now think, just now I have clarified few doubts about this. So think about it, everyone. Yes, think about it. It is? The answer is? Yes. See, this is correct. Liability side. Okay. Okay. They generally don't offer, I told you, they generally don't offer this asset products. They generally offer the liability. But for asset, they provide the service. Services can be provided. Payment of EMI, payment of interest, that can be provided. Extension counters are basically attached to the branch and controlled by the branch. So that is also right, because after all, this extension counter is the part of the branch only. Its full net profit and net loss is ultimately transferred to the branch. Okay? So that is also true. Extension counters are extensions of the branches opened in specified. So this is obviously true. So all of the above is the answer. Got this? How many of you have worked in extension counters? How many of you have worked in extension counters? Just type yes in the comment section. Yes? Consider the following statements regarding CASA deposit ratio and CASA holding limit required to be maintained by the branches. See, CASA deposit ratio and CASA holding limit, cash, not cash, CASA, cash holding limit required to be maintained by the branches to improve the branch profitability, and choose the correct answer. So consider these statements regarding CASA deposit and cash holding. Okay? CASA deposit and cash holding. Now, CASA deposit, kindly note. One thing I'll make it clear, very clear over here. It's not mentioned, but I'll mention few figures over here. If your branch or your bank wants to grow, branch also, bank also, you must have minimum 35% of your CASA. 35% means if my total deposits are, let's say 100 rupees, 100 rupees total deposits, then my CASA should be 35 rupees minimum. Minimum. If it is more, it's better. If it's more, it's better. But minimum it should have 35 rupees. Out of 100 rupees deposits, minimum should be 35 rupees. This is the basic thumb rule for any bank. Bank or branch is here. After all, if the branch is maintaining such thing, then only bank will maintain, isn't it? Net everything in the branches is totaled for the overall bank. And regarding cash holding, in any branch, kindly note, in any branch, your cash holding should not be more than 1% of your total deposits. Thumb rule, very important thumb rule. Okay? So, cash holding should not be more than 1% of your total deposits. Okay, deposits. Not be more than 1% of your deposits. These are the two thumb rules any bank, any branch should follow. They'll be hugely profitable. Okay? So, now let's look at the statements. The cash holding should be minimum possible level to the minimum possible level. Cash holding. Okay? Cash holding should be to the maximum possible level. Each bank branch should strive to ensure that CASA deposits form high percentage share in the total deposits of the bank. Each bank branch should strive to ensure that CASA deposit should have a low percentage in the total deposits of the bank. So now very simple answer. Think over it. Just now I gave you the idea. Very, very, very simple answer. The answer is yes. Just now we saw this. Minimum 1 is true and 3 is true. So 1 and 3. C is the answer. Okay, C is the answer. Got it? Among the below given match, which of the following is correctly matched? So you want correctly matched. Huh? Which of the following is correctly matched? So saving current account, bank will inform of any change in minimum balance to be maintained 30 days in advance. So if my bank is changing the minimum balance criteria, let's say earlier it was 5,000, now I am making it 10,000. So I must inform the customer 30 days in advance. Number 1. Number 2, dormant inoperative accounts. Customer will also be informed 1 month before the customer's account is classified as dormant or inoperative. Third, C. Closing customer's account. Bank will exchange soiled mutilated notes and say small coins at its branches as per the RBI directives. This is totally wrong, isn't it? Cash transactions. Under normal circumstances, bank will not close customer's account without giving customer at least 30 days notice. So which one is true over here? See here, you want correctly matched, huh? Correctly matched. Think over it. Which is correctly matched? See, obviously C and D are out. C and D are not correctly matched. Okay, so this is false. This is false. You have to think between A and B only. Customer will be informed 1 month before closing the before customer's account is classified as dormant, and minimum bank will inform any change in the minimum balance 30 days in advance. So again 1 month. So which is true over here? Is the dormant account to be informed 30 days or is it the above one? Think over it. Think over it, everyone. Yeah. Think this is tricky, really tricky. Yes, the answer is, okay, I'll give you the answer. The answer is 30 days. A1. Okay. The answer is A. Okay. Now about the dormant accounts. What about the dormant accounts? See, the answer is A over here. Okay, 30. So some of you will say that, sir, this is also true now. No, this is not true. Why? Because here it's not 1 month. It is 3 months. 3 months. The answer is 3 months. If you want to transfer anyone's account to dormant, you have to inform that customer 3 months before. Okay, that's why this was tricky. Okay, A and B was tricky. Got it, everyone? Clear? See, the concept should be very clear because banking is not that simple. Now, many of you will say, sir, why 3 months so long? See, because we are not talking of city branches. See, in city, what happens? City, everything is available. Hardly you send a message, email, WhatsApp, it reaches the customer immediately. But think of some northeast region branch, okay, where there is no electricity. There are certain villages, there is on the foothills, mountains. So like this, all these odds are to be considered. Okay, so that's why the dormant account concept is 3 months. Okay, got it? Which of the following group of deposits bring the overall cost of the funds down? So who will bring the overall cost of the funds down? Overall cost. Saving and recurring deposit, FDR and current account and savings account, CASA, current, saving and FD. Who will bring the overall cost of funds down for the branch? Here we are talking from the branch's angle. We are not talking from the customer's angle. We are talking from the branch's angle. So for branch, which deposit is the best? You tell me. Which are the best deposits? Okay, we'll go serially. The best deposit, I would say, if I want as a bank, which deposit will I want the best? Should I require FD or saving or current? Best one. Some of you will say savings, but savings I have to give interest, isn't it? Current is number 1. I'll always like current account. Second, savings account. And third, I'll require FD. Because FD has higher cost, isn't it? FD has higher cost. Got it? So, current account, then saving, and so basically is here. Even savings is a bit higher, but then also we can group these two, current and savings. So, we'll call this as CASA. Okay, both these, CASA. So, current account and savings account, CASA. This will bring the overall cost of the funds down for the bank. I told you earlier, you should have minimum how many? Roughly, it should be 35% minimum. Okay, CASA. Got it? Everyone clear? Next. This question is asked many times. Okay. So who coined this term AI? Now all these names you might not know. Many of you might not be knowing this. I'll directly give the answer. John McCarthy. This is the answer. John McCarthy coined the term AI, artificial intelligence. Okay, he coined the term. Got it? John McCarthy. Which of the following banking products are not meant for, here, focus on this word not meant for meeting social needs of the bank customer. Social means level number 3. Physiological, safety, social, esteem, actualization. Level number 3. Loans to professionals such as doctors and lawyers. Basic saving bank account. Consumer loans and personal loans. Car loans and home loans. Not meant. Not. Which of them is not meant? Think. Not meant. Yes? Not. BSBD. Right? BSBD accounts. Jandan accounts. Okay, basic banking accounts. These are for physiological, mainly physiological needs. Also safety, sometimes you can say. Social needs not required. Loans to professionals, yes. These are required. Professional means doctors, lawyers, everyone. Consumer protect loans and personal loans required. Right? Because this is the growing sectors here. Social needs means what? Social need person, generally the taxpayers in our country are from this level. Social needs. We call it middle class. Lot of persons are in middle class. So there, consumer loans, personal loans needed, car loans and home loans needed, obviously, isn't it? So, BSBD is not needed. Among the below mentioned statements, which of the following is correctly matched? Now, see here. Here you don't want not, you want correctly matched. Correctly. Okay? So here you want correct one, not the false one. Retail banking focuses strictly on consumer markets. False. Retail banking is a banking service that is geared primarily towards individual customers. True. You have to look at both the things. Statement also and true or false also. It's not that this statement seems to be correct, so you are saying correct. Matching should be there correctly. Okay? For designing retail banking products and services, customers can be broadly grouped together based on their need pyramids. False. Now this statement is true actually. Statement is true. Right? You have to group the customers as per their needs. Okay? But here option is false. What do you want? Correctly matched. For designing retail banking products and services, D1. Now we are reading D1. For designing retail banking products and services, customers can be grouped together based on their income, age, geography, profession, gender and family size. And option is false. Matching is false. This answer is false. So which one is correctly matched over here? Correctly matched. Statement should be either true and true. True, both should be. False, false. C and D, if you see, the statements are true. True. But the matching is false. So these are out. Retail banking strictly focuses on consumer market. This is true. But matching is false. Out. Retail banking is geared primarily towards individual customers. Statement is true and option is true. B is the answer. Isn't it? B is the answer. Retail banking is geared mainly towards individual customers and option is also given true. That is also important. Not only the statement should be true or false, whatever it is here. If the statement is false, it should be false over here. Then also the answer is correct. Okay? Got it? Customer requirements and services like appearance of physical facilities, equipment, personal and communication materials, etc. comes under the category of which of the following? So appearance. Now what is all this? This is related to your marketing. Okay, branding. Whenever any customer comes into the branch, if he sees the dusty branches, dusty fan, dusty branches, files lying, employee is not there on the table. That is all appearance. But if he sees, he or she, he sees appearance of physical facilities, very good, polished branch, posh, clean, everywhere lights, equipment, personnel, good personnel to respond. Employees are responding immediately. This comes under, all these comes under what? Tangible, reliability, responsiveness and assurance. What does it come under? What do you mean by tangible? Just now I told you. What you can see and feel. What is assurance? Reliability. Reliability means customer must feel reliable on you. How will he or she feel reliable? He or she will feel reliable if you have a good brand name. Why don't people go to some smaller cooperative banks, even though they give you higher rate of return? Then also people don't go there. People come to nationalized banks and some good private banks. Why? Because brand name, reliability. Okay? Responsiveness, speed at which TATs nowadays, right? TATs. How fast do you respond to the customer query? Right? Responsiveness. Assurance. Assurance means, how do you assure? Means this is related to the individual. If customer gives you some job, something to do, kindly open my account tomorrow. And if you say yes, then you have to do it. Assurance. Customer must feel assured that once the work is given, it will be done. But here we are talking of what? Appearance, equipment. So this comes under tangibles. Okay? Tangibles. This is the answer. Tangibles. Okay? Next. Products such as retail gold coins, health policies, unit linked insurance products, insurance cover tagged to housing and car loans is a requirement of dash needs. Retail gold coins, health policies, unit linked, ULIP. Okay? Then what? ULIP, insurance cover tagged to housing and car is under the which category? See, whenever you are talking of ULIP, unit linked insurance plan, ULIP is totally related to stock market. Okay? But nowadays, earlier ULIP was for rich people. Earlier means 1 lakh premium, 2 lakh premium, 5 lakh premium, 10 lakh premium, that was ULIP. But now ULIP has come down. Even 10,000 premium is allowed in ULIP. 5,000 premium is allowed in ULIP. So that's why this has come, the category which is there has come under what? Actualization, esteem, security and social. So where is it required? Physiological is not given over here. B, C and D. Actualization, will this actualization means what? This person is generally old person, above 60, 65, quite rich. So that person will never invest in insurance. Okay? All these remaining ones are in the category of roughly age of roughly 20 to roughly 40, 45, roughly. Okay? So what happens? These persons will invest in all these products. But this old person rarely will invest in insurance. So that's why this answer becomes B, C and D. Okay, the answer becomes B, C and D. Okay. Next. Among the below mentioned formula, which one is correct explanation of wealth management? Correct. Which one is correct explanation of wealth management? Look at it, everyone, properly. Wealth management equals to investment consulting minus advanced planning plus relationship management. Minus advanced planning means you don't have to plan in advance. Wealth management equals to investment consulting plus advanced planning minus relationship management. You don't have to maintain the relationship. Wealth management equals to investment C1 now. Investment consulting plus advanced planning plus relationship management. And D1, wealth management equals to investment consulting minus advanced planning minus relationship. So you don't require relationship also, you don't require advanced planning also. So which is the correct answer in this? Although it's given in form of formula, but after all it's a definition of wealth management. So which is the correct answer over here? Right? Investment consulting plus advanced planning plus relationship management. Everything is required. Whenever you are in business, not only wealth management, let it be any business. Everything is required over here, isn't it? You require investment planning, consulting also. Consulting means what? You have to speak to the client. Constantly be in touch with the client. Advanced planning means you have to plan in advance for the client. For his or her needs. You have to plan in advance and suggest the product accordingly. And last one is relationship. Obviously that is required. Without relationship, how can you have a business? Okay? So, C is the answer. Processing of products and services in retail banking is approached from the following dimensions. And processing is means what are the following dimensions? So what are the angles? Dimensions means angles. What are the angles considered while processing the products and services in retail banking? Number one, processing is done through in-house resources. Processing is done through in-house resources. B, processing is partly done in-house and some products are on outsourcing basis. So partly in-house, partly outsourced. C, in some products, the entire process is outsourced. So A, B and C. What are the considerations over here? What do the banks follow? We have seen this question, similar one earlier also. So it is all of them, A to C all. It depends on bank to bank. Generally, sure, as per your books I am telling you, as per your books, nationalized banks follow nationalized. They follow A, in-house. In-house. They follow A. Indian private banks follow private banks. Private banks. They follow B. Partly in-house, partly outsourced. And foreign banks follow, they follow C. Entire process is outsourced. Generally, as per your books. Now, practically things are different. Practically, even foreign banks follow this B model. Even nationalized banks follow this B or C model also. It depends on bank to bank. Practically, every bank has a freedom. But if in exam the question comes, you have to write this answer. Nationalized A, private B, foreign C. If in exam, if they ask you, okay? Kindly remember, because nowadays foreign banks have also grown, or even nationalized banks. Nationalized banks are not laggards. They have grown a lot. They are giving tough competition to these foreign and private banks. The advantage is nationalized banks have huge customer base, isn't it? So we all are the kings in this market, okay? In banking scenario, products like savings bank, current account, term deposit, drafts come under the which category? Category of generic, it's not genetic, generic, expected, augmented and potential products. So, savings, current, term, draft. Firstly, what are these products? Generic, expected, augmented, potential. These are the types of products or levels of products. The best word is levels. Before that, there is one product that's called as core product. Core. It's like this: core, then generic. I'll just write the first alphabet now. Generic, then expected, then augmented, and then potential. This is the sequence. Okay, core, then generic, then expected, then augmented, then potential. Now, let's answer the question first. Then I'll give you the explanation of this. So, savings, term, FD, term, drafts, these are what? These are generic. So, this is the answer. Generic products. Generic means what? It is common. Common everywhere. Generic medicines, isn't it? Same. They don't have a brand name. That's the whole fight going on right now, right? The generic and this branded. So generic products means before that there is a core product. Core product means what? It is the origin of the product. Origin. Savings account, core product. Now when you add the features, okay, it becomes generic means it is common to all. First is core, then it becomes generic. Then expected. People expect something from this. They want something additional. UPI they wanted faster transfers. Expected. Augmented means bank gives it. Bank gives additional services. Some health insurance free, some 1 lakh debit means cash withdrawal limit, platinum cards and all these. Okay. So these are augmented, and potential means future, AI, blockchain. So savings, current, FD, this is generic product. Got it? And draft. Draft is now gone, isn't it? Is there any draft? How many of you have issued draft in the last 6 months? For product development in public sector banks, the following approach is adopted. Just now I gave you, as per your book, isn't it? I told you, as per your book, what is the answer? For product development in public sector banks, following approach is adopted. Processing is done in all cases using in-house resources. Processing is done in some cases by using in-house resources, in some cases outsourcing. In-house and outsourcing. Processing is done in all cases using outsourcing. Outsourcing is not used at all. This should be cancelled. None of the, because D and A are same, isn't it? Using in-house and outsourcing is not used at all. It means one and the same. So let's cancel this. Let's keep none of the above or all of the above. None. Okay, none of the above. So, obviously D is not the answer. So A, B or C, just now I gave you, as per your book, in-house. Okay, in-house. As per your book, it is in-house. Got it? Among the given, which of the following risk management tools have been adopted to reduce the risk associated with sovereign debt? Difficult one, huh? This is JAIIB level, it's really difficult. Sovereign debt. Sovereign debt means, what is sovereign? Sovereign means government. Sovereign rating is always given to the governments. So, adopted to reduce the risk associated with sovereign debt. I'll just read this because this will hardly come in the exam. This won't be there at JAIIB level. This is a CIB level question. Adoption of portfolio management practices and creating prudent debt structure by containing rollover through switches. My God. This is BFM CIB. Lowering interest rate risk by keeping floating rate debt low. Managing foreign currency risk by issuing debt in domestic currency. Developing stable domestic investor, all of the above. Forget it. It's not for you. Answer is all of the above, but it's not for you. Okay? In which of the following category of banks product development process is fully outsourced? Fully. Public sector, new private, old private, foreign banks. Fully outsourced. Foreign banks, fully outsourced. Okay? In foreign banks, it is fully outsourced. They generally don't do anything internal. They just have the concept clear, write down the concept, clarity, till the end. In toto we call it, till the last mile. Okay? But they don't do the designing over in-house. Okay? Bank adopt different process models for retail asset products, which include centralized retail asset processing, centralized processing in some cases, regional processing centers, and standalone processing at branches. So retail assets, whenever bank does anything for retail assets, means processing of loans, it can be done at two levels. One is at the branch level or at the CPU level. Now the CPU can be different. Central processing unit, it can be different depending on the size of the bank. So these are the options. Centralized retail asset processing centers, centralized processing in some cases, regional processing, and standalone processing at branches. Standalone. So standalone is one model, D is one, and all these A, B and C are roughly the same. Roughly the same. Why? Because it depends on bank to bank. See here, if some bank is very big, SBI, okay, then will it have this single processing unit? No, it can't have. It will have various regions, right? Regional. It will have various regions, right? Anything it can have, east, west, north, south, or something central, down, anything. They can give any names. But they will have certain separate centers, because you can't handle the whole volume. You can't handle it at a single center. If it's a smaller bank, in that case it can have single center. All these two not required. This is not required, this is not required, only one. Because it depends on the volume. So regional you call it, central processing, central asset processing, it's roughly one and the same. Means logic is what? Branch is not processing it. That's the basic logic. Branch is not processing it. Okay? That is the point. Got it? So the answer is what? But banks adopt all the models, A to D all. Because it depends on bank, whether it's a smaller bank. Nowadays, everyone is shifting to this CPU model. Let it be regional, let it be central, anything. But they are shifting. Standalone processing is done in very few banks. Very few. Okay? It is done in very few banks. Got it? Next. In retail asset product model, where the retail loans are sourced by the branches and by the marketing teams and processed at a single point, such model is known as. It's an upgradation from the earlier question. It's a step ahead of the earlier question, right? What was that earlier question? It was of standalone versus CPU. Now this is what? Processed at a single point means processed at a CPU. So it is known as what model? Standalone, regional, centralized processing, any of these. What will this model called as? Single. Single means CPU. If it would have been regional, various, 3-4 points, then it is regional. Okay? So here it's called as single. Single means CPU. Okay? So next one. Got it now? So single point is this centralized. Okay, whenever you have it at a single point, it's a centralized processing. In the retail assets model where retail loans are sourced by branches and marketing teams processed at a single point. That was the question, right? Yeah. So it is centralized processing. Normally, bank representatives will contact the borrowers between, what is the time? 7 hours to 19 hours, 10 hours to 19 hours, 10 hours to 15 hours, means 17 hours. Means this is 5 p.m. 5 p.m. This is 7 p.m. This is 7 p.m. As per the recovery policy of the bank. Can I call somebody at 11 a.m.? 11 p.m. Sorry, not 11 a.m. 11 p.m. Can I call somebody at 11 p.m.? No. See, the answer is this. 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Okay, up to that time only you can call anyone. Not before that, not beyond that. Okay. Some banks follow this concept of this 7, they call it 9 also. Some banks follow the concept of 9 a.m. and in the evening they go up to 8:30. Yeah. But what is the rule? Rule says that 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Okay. Where the banks follow retail asset product processing at branches without taking assistance from the regional centers. Without taking assistance from the regional centers. It is called as, now this is simple, standalone, regional, central and any of these. Where the banks don't take the help. Everything is done by the branch. Asset means contacting the customer. What are the various steps in assets? One is contact the customers. Contact the customers. Second, speak to them, means convert them, contacting and converting, very important part, converting. Third, collect the documents. Fourth, analyze the documents. Analyze means analysis, whether to give the loan or not, how much to give the loan. Okay. Next, fifth, sanction. Then sixth, legal documents. After sanctioning, you have to get the legal documents signed from that customer. Means demand promissory note, agreement, continuing security, all these documents, legal. After this, seventh, disbursement. Then you'll have to disburse the loan. Disbursement through either NEFT RTGS, okay, or open a separate account and then disburse. And last one is monitoring. Eighth, monitor the loan. So all these steps are done at the branch level. Mainly these 7, up to these 7, these are called as origination. Loan origination means this, okay, origination, okay. So all these steps are done at the branch level without taking any help of CPU, central office. So that is called as standalone. Okay, standalone. Here nobody's help is taken, everything branch does. Nowadays, these are hardly there in some smaller banks. Otherwise, banks don't follow this model. Very cumbersome. Because in standalone processing, there is a big problem. The problem is you have to handle the retail customers also. You have to handle other jobs also. Retail processing is one of the part. Okay? Among the below given, which of the following is an incorrect statement in context of DSA? Incorrect. You want incorrect now. In context of DSA. The concept of DSA or direct selling agents was pioneered by private banks. Was it so? DSA was brought in by private banks? Yes. Foreign and private banks, they have brought in. So this is yes, true. DSAs are, you want the incorrect one. Huh? DSAs are agencies appointed by the banks to source business for them on fee basis. So DSAs are appointed by the banks. These are the private agencies. These private agencies act as an agent, simple agent. They collect the documents from the customers and give it to the bank on the fee basis. So these are on fee basis. So that is also true. Banks which do not have branch penetration and geography to service large section of customers seek the help of DSAs for sourcing business on behalf of the bank and also complete the preliminary formalities of acquiring the customers. Wherever banks don't have a network, nationalized banks follow this BC model, business correspondent. Private banks follow the same model called as DSA. DSAs are used mainly in loans, personal loan, credit cards. Nowadays they are used in others also, liabilities also. So the point over here is, banks which do not have a branch penetration. If you don't have the branch in some local areas or rural areas, then you'll use the help of DSA, isn't it, for sourcing. But preliminary formalities, kindly note, preliminary, what do you mean by preliminary? Only collecting the documents. Collecting the documents. It's not, they are not allowed to verify the documents. Verification is done by the branch staff, kindly note. They are not allowed to verify the documents. Here, DSAs, BCs, they are never allowed to verify, do something which is the decision making. Decision making job is not allowed for the DSAs and BCs. Okay. So preliminary means collecting, everything is okay. Okay, speaking to the client. Also, while speaking to the client, we should always check whether they are giving some false commitments. That is also true, because these guys might give some false commitments also. Ultimately, what will happen? Your bank's name will be spoiled. You'll have a reputation risk. Right? So that is also to be checked. So this is also true. What is false then? D, none of the above. Everything is true. Which is incorrect? None of them is incorrect. Okay? The level of centralized processing of retail assets is highest in respect of which of the following banks? Highest. New private, old private, public sector, foreign. Highest. CPU model, centralized processing unit, is highest in which? As per your book, again, as per your book, foreign bank. Practically, all of them. As per your book, you have to write as per your book. So as per your book, it is foreign bank. Got it? Practically every bank does the same now. Nobody does any standalone processing. Okay? Every bank does this CPU model. On the basis of characteristics and the types of banking, which of the following is correctly matched? Characteristics and type of banking. Correctly matched. Kindly note, correctly. Read. Each one read. Yes? Individuals, corporate banking. Mass market, corporate banking. Business to customer approach, retail banking. And wholesale clients, retail banking. Which one of them is correctly matched? Correctly matched. So the answer is correctly matched. Retail. This one. business to customer, B2C. We call it, what is retail banking? Retail banking is B2C. Okay, this is B2C. That is retail banking. Individual segments, that is retail banking. Retail. Mass market, again retail. It's not corporate banking. Wholesale clients, this is not retail, this is corporate. Corporate. Okay? So that is the difference. So the correct answer is B2C, retail banking. Got it? In case of liability deposits, when the opening of accounts, issuing of passbooks, issue of FDRs, etc. is done at a single point, it is known as standalone, regional hub, centralized processing, any of these. Similar as that of the earlier one. Single point. Okay, it is centralized. If this question would have been, is done at regional points, regional, or yeah, that is the best word, regional points, then it is regional processing. East, west, north, south, various. Okay. So here it is given single point. Single point means centralized. Okay. Among the below given statements, which of the following is an incorrect statement in context of equity markets? This is from your module D. Module D, tax planning, wealth, this subject, this topic. So, incorrect with regards to equity market. Equity markets are vulnerable to political, economic, national and global factors. Investors are quite cautious in entering the equity market as it is associated with higher risk. You want the incorrect one, huh? One can either be an investor or a trader in the equity market, and all of the above. You want incorrect. In fact, it should be none of the above. None. You want the incorrect one. Equity markets are vulnerable. That is right. One change in government, equity markets fall. US government change, equity markets fall. Indian government, some changes happens, markets fall. Investors are cautious, correct? Everyone is afraid because high risk, high returns. Isn't it? High risk, high returns. So investors are cautious. One can either be an investor or a trader, correct? Investor or trader. What is an investor? Long term. The one who invests for a long term. Trader means short, day, generally day positions. Okay, day or some smaller, 2-3 days. Generally day positions. So what is the answer? Incorrect one, none of the above. All are correct. None of the above is incorrect. All are correct. Okay. In certain banks, the liability products are processed on geography-wise basis. This is called as what? Geography-wise. This is the real question. Geography-wise. Standalone, regional, centralized, and any of these. Now, all of you should get this answer. It's just the same answer which I gave. Only just one word is changed. I gave you regional centers. Now they are giving you, instead of regional, they are giving geography centers. So the answer is regional processing hub. Got it? The answer is regional. It's not only liabilities, kindly note. All the banks are nowadays processing assets on the regional processing hub basis only. They are not processing any of these loans on a branch level nowadays. Right? All of them have created central hubs. Isn't it? Because that is the need of the hour. We need fastness, speed. Which one of the following products is not a retail asset product? Loan against NSCs, cash certificate, consumer finance and credit cards. Which one of them is not a retail asset product? Look at this. We are focusing on asset product. Okay? Not, and importantly note this question, not retail asset. loan against NSCs, cash certificates, consumer finance, credit cards. See, this is a retail product. You give loan against NSC, LIC policy, all these, right? Consumer finance, yes. We give the consumer finance for TV, fridge. Nowadays we have started that also. Credit cards, yes. It is a retail asset product. Only cash certificate is not the retail asset product. Cash certificate is a basically corporate product. Okay. So this is false. And you wanted this only. So actual answer is B. All these are the retail asset products. So we'll take this as the correct answer. Cash certificate. This is the correct answer. Okay. It is not a retail asset product. In a credit card, the finance charges, interest are calculated on daily basis at the end of every day based on. What is this finance charges? See, when does the finance charge come in picture in credit card? Finance charge will come in picture if you don't pay the money, whatever is due to you. If you pay part payment, then it will be applicable. Suppose, let's say my monthly bill of credit card is, let's say, 40,000. So if I pay 40,000 on due date, whatever is the due date, if I pay it on due date, then no finance charges, nothing is applicable. I'll get everything, this 40,000 for free. I can use it for whatever period, but I should pay on the due date. This is my bill. Credit card purchasing bill. See here, cash is not included in this. I have purchased something in that month for 40,000. So there I'll be using it. If I pay it on time, pay on time. Time. No charges. No finance charges. But if I miss the date, then the finance charges start. So now, how are they calculated? Based on what? Total limit of the card, total limit minus outstanding balance, current outstanding balance of the customer, balance above the limit. So on what basis will this finance charges be calculated? Think over it. After all, it's a loan. It's a normal loan. Okay, it is given to the customer. So normal loan. In normal loan, we always calculate the charges based on what? Total limit. How much amount have I sanctioned? No, not this. Interest. You have basically finance charges means what? You are calculating the interest. So interest is calculated how? Total limit? No. Total limit minus outstanding balance. Minus. Means suppose if my sanction amount is 1 lakh, credit card sanction is 1 lakh, and I have used, let's say, 40,000. So my finance charges will be applicable on the remaining amount. 1 lakh minus 40,000, 60,000. Is it so? 1 lakh is my sanction amount and I have used 40,000. So will my interest or finance charges be on the difference? No. Current outstanding balance of the customer. This is the right answer. Current outstanding. Okay. Let me see how many of you have given it correctly. Yeah. Okay. So current outstanding balance. Got it? So after all, it's a normal loan. So it will be applicable on the current outstanding balance only. Balance above the limit, that is separate. You can't get anything above the limit. In credit card, you will never get anything above the limit. Anything. Okay? In credit card scoring module, among the others, the following important parameters are taken into account. So scoring module. Scoring means what? What do you mean by the scoring module? See, there are two modules in credit card. Whenever you sanction the credit card to anyone, there are two parts. One is eligibility criteria. Eligibility means what? Whether I should give the credit card or not. Eligible. Whether I should give the credit card or not. That is eligibility. mean that depends on the basic education, whether this person is educated, what is the level of that person, right? Now if, one second. If the basic details of the customer are not correct, will you give him the credit card? No, definitely will not, isn't it? So that is the point. So this is known as the eligibility criteria, and second criteria is the scoring module. Now on scoring module, what do you decide? You decide the type of credit card to be given. Which type of credit card? Now we have various credit cards. Okay, scoring. Various credit cards are there. In the sense, which are the various credit cards? It can be, for example, for scoring module, you can have platinum card, you can have gold card, you can have regular card. Many cards are there. As per the banks, the cards are different, isn't it? So, scoring module, the credit card, in a credit card scoring module, among the others, which of the following important parameters are taken into account? Educational qualification, annual income, spouse income, and dependents. So, which of them is correct over here? What do you think should be the correct answer? I think so, it should be all of the above, isn't it? Educational qualification, you'll check that. Annual income, you'll check that. Spouse income, you'll check that. Dependents, you'll check that. So, A to D all, isn't it? So, all of them will be the correct answer in this, right? The credit card application form generally contains the following information. So, what information does the credit card application contain? What? Let's see. Personal data of the applicant, official or professional status, income details, particulars of savings, assets and liabilities, and details of the bank accounts. So, what does it include? Do you have personal data, or do you have official or professional status? Do you have income details, particulars of savings, assets and liabilities, details of the bank accounts? Is it, or do you have something? Is it A to E all? Is it A to D? A, B, D and E only, and B and D. So what is the answer in this? What is the answer in this? The answer will be A to E all. Okay. Credit scoring is an effective tool used at the time of issuing the credit card. So effective dash tool. What is this tool? Credit scoring, risk identification, risk quantification, risk mitigation and risk pricing. So credit scoring, how will you, what is the main purpose of credit scoring? Scoring means what? What type of card should I issue? Should I issue the card or not? That is also basic thing. So what does it give you? Does it give you risk identification, quantification, mitigation? Mitigation is obviously not there. You can't mitigate the risk. Okay. Risk pricing, this can be one tool, but risk pricing depends on other products which are purchased by the customer. So this can also be removed. If the customer is having huge FD with you, you will give him a lower rate, isn't it? This is the main point, identification. It will identify the risk, whether I should give the customer the credit card or not. That will be identified over here. Okay. Before issuance of the card, detailed information is collected. The objective of which is to obtain. So what is the objective? Means why do we have this detailed information? The objective is holistic picture of the applicant, biodata of the applicant, financial position of the applicant, details of assets and liabilities of the applicant. What do we want? Why do we have this form filling up? Why do we get this form filled up from the customer? What do we actually want from the form? Do we want to know the assets? Are we interested in knowing the assets and liabilities? Only assets and liabilities. Are we interested in knowing the financial position? Are we interested in knowing the biodata? What are we interested in? We are basically interested in holistic picture. We want to know all these. Holistic means what? Biodata, financial position, assets and liabilities, everything. Plus others also, not only these three. What are the dependents? That can also be checked, isn't it? What is the educational qualification? What is the where is that person living? Is it rented? Is it owned? All these things are known over here, right? So holistic picture is the right answer. Issue of credit card involves a process which is followed in an order. Which of the following is the correct order? Means issuing a credit card involves a particular sequence. Order means sequence. So which is the correct sequence over here? Obtaining and processing of application, issue of card and PIN mailer, card operations, arriving at a credit score. Look at this. See, this is issue of. Okay. So, do we arrive at a credit score at the end? See, the sequence should be in the 1, 2, 3, 4 format. 1 I should do it at the first, 4 I should do it at the last. So, this sequence, if I say 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3 over here, card operations, and 4. So, do I arrive at a credit score at the end? No, before issuance I need to have the credit score. So, this is wrong. Obtaining and processing of application. Yes, step number 1. Because without that application, how will I come to know what that customer is? Arriving at a credit score. Issuing of card and a PIN mailer and card operations. This can be one sequence. Next, obtaining and processing of application, card operations, arriving at a credit score, issue of card and a PIN mailer. D, obtaining and processing of application, issue of the credit card and a PIN mailer, arriving at a credit score and card operations. Which is the correct sequence? Yeah. Correct sequence is this: obtaining and processing of application. First is this part correct. Credit score, then depending on this credit score, you will issue the card or you will not issue the card. You will issue the type of card. Which type of card you want to issue? Okay. Then issue of card and PIN mailer. Once it is decided, you will give the card to that customer. And PIN mailer. Nowadays mailer is not there. PIN SMS is there. Or internet banking is there. Right? We don't have a mails nowadays. And last one is card operations. We will monitor these card operations. The card operations of the customer are to be monitored, even though anything might be the CIBIL score of that person. Anything might be the credit score of that person, but you have to monitor the card operations. Okay? So the answer over here is this one. Correct. Okay? Next one. The payments due under the credit card can be made under the following modes. Means if I have to pay for the card, I have purchased something. Now it's a due date. I have to make the payment on the due date. For making the payment on the due date, what is the process which I should follow? How should I pay? So lump sum payment, minimum fixed payment, say 100% or 10%. 10% of the amount due every month. Conversion of outstanding amount into EMI and any of the above. Means how much can I pay? Can I make the lump sum payment complete payment? I can. Minimum fixed payment means 10% is the RBI regulated norm. RBI says that minimum you have to pay 10%. Means why 10%? See, if my bill is, let's say, 70 rupees. So RBI says minimum 70 is a small amount. Let's say 70,000 rupees. Okay. So RBI says minimum 10% you should pay. So 7,000 you should pay. What do you mean by the 7,000? It means that it shows your intention. Intention to pay. Intention. Okay. If you are paying the 7,000 on a due date, it means your intention is good. You might not have the money right now because in COVID situation, there were many customers who were not having the money at all, but they had the intention to pay. So even if somebody pays a part payment, then it shows that the customer has the intent of payment. Right now he or she may not be having the money, but intent is very important in credit card. Okay. So minimum payment, this minimum fixed, that is 10%. Conversion of the outstanding amount into EMI, that is also allowed. Here, officially, if you do it, it's very much allowed. You can ask the credit card company only, kindly, I am not able to pay this, kindly convert this into 13 months EMI. So the company converts. So anything of this is allowed. So the answer is any of the above. Okay, the answer is any of the above. Got it, everyone? The free credit period in a credit card differs from bank to bank, and it is generally in the range of. So free credit period. What do you mean by free credit period? See, whenever you make the purchase, this purchase ranges, gives you some free time. Means I have a billing cycle. See, kindly understand one simple logic of this credit card. I have something called as billing cycle. Billing cycle. What do you mean by this? Suppose let's say my billing date is 5th of every month. 5th. Okay. So now in 5th, suppose if let's say the month today is May. Okay. May 5th, I'll have to pay the credit card bill on May 5th. Okay. Pay means what? My bill is generated on this. See, 5th of May bill is generated means what? Up to 5th for last month, whatever I have purchased, I'll be billed on this date. When do I pay? I have 20 more days, 20 days. So I'll be paying on 25th, 5 and this 25th. 25th I'll have to pay. This is my due date. Okay. So due date is 25th. I'll have to pay on 25th. But the bill is generated on when? Bill is generated on 5th of May. Got it? So now understand how many days am I getting? 20 days minimum. Now suppose, let's say I purchase something on May 6th. May 6th I purchase. 6th morning I purchase something. When will I be billed for that? May 6th I am purchasing. So I will be billed in the next month. So I'll be billed on for this on June 5th. I'll be billed on June 5th. Okay. So how many days am I getting free? May 6th to June 5th. Almost 30 days. Depending on that 31 days. Roughly 30 days you will be getting. And after this also you are getting 20 more days. So 30 plus 20, 50 days you are getting free. So minimum you are getting 20 days free and maximum you are getting 50 days free. So the ranges from 20 to 50 days. It ranges from 20 to 50 days. Got it, everyone? Clear this concept? See, this billing cycle is very important in your exam also, in your life also. In exam also you get a question on the billing cycle. Okay, you get a case study on this, on the same which I have taken. Okay. The term free credit period in a credit card is represented by the, what do you mean by this? Free credit period, this 20 days, 25, 30, 50 days, that period. The period front date of billing to date of payment. Okay, period from date of billing to date of payment. Period from date of issuing the card to date of billing. Period from date of issuing the card to date of payment. Any of the above, whichever is earlier. What is the correct answer in this? This is very simple one. You will definitely answer this. It is period from date of billing to date of payment. Just now we saw this. I gave you the case study, isn't it? Date of billing to date of payment. That is the answer. Okay. Which of the following banking groups in India has clear positioning platform, being in the top slot across all the class of banks in the retail banking business? So which banking group has clear positioning? Now clear positioning means what? They have a clear idea that we want to be in the top slot. So where is it possible? We want to be in the top slot. It is possible in which banks? It is possible in, and which banks follow this concept of being in the top slot? Foreign banks, public sector banks, private banks, and new private banks. Now there are two types of private banks. One is old private banks, old ones. Okay, old private banks, old private banks, and new age private banks. Old private banks means Karnataka Bank. Example I am giving: Karnataka Bank, ING Vaishya Bank. Then the Bank of Rajasthan was there. So these are the old private sector banks, and new private sector bank means HDFC, ICICI. So which of them have the concept of being in the top position? Foreign banks have very clear picture. Foreign banks don't go for positioning. They don't have a positioning angle at all. Positioning means they mean clear business. Have you seen in many foreign banks, let's say Citibank or HSBC, they have sold their retail business in our country. Sold it. Why? Because they mean clearly business. If they find slight also the business is going down or they are not getting the profits, so they forget the top position, down position, anything. They'll immediately exit the business. Public sector banks, they are basically for the public, common public. So which bank follows this top slot concept? It is followed by new private banks. HDFC, ICICI, IndusInd, all these banks, they want to be in the top Axis Bank. Okay, so the answer to this is new private banks. Which of the following statements are correct? Statement 1. In the early stages of one's career, the client is in the transition phase stage. Withdrawal plan is suitable for retired investors. So which of the following statements are true? This is from the wealth management. In the early stage of the career, the client is in the transition phase. Okay, what is this transition phase? What is it? See, basically there are three main phases in anyone's life. One is accumulation phase. Accumulation means you have just come into the job. Okay, just now you have come into the job and you have started your job, you have started your career. Okay, that is accumulation. This is up to the age of around 25 to 35, roughly 25 to 35. Okay, after that, second stage is transition phase. Transition. In transition phase, what happens? This age is between 35 to, let's say, 55 or 60, you can call it. 60 also you can call it. 35 to 60, roughly. In this phase, what happens? You don't accumulate too much assets. You try to maintain whatever assets are there, and you try to maintain whatever SIPs you have started or any insurance which you have started. You try to maintain that. You don't try to go for a new one. Okay, so this is transition phase. And third one is distribution, or we call it transmission phase. Many names are there for this: distribution, transmission, transfer. This is above 60 above. In this phase, person thinks of distributing the wealth. Distributing means not to common public. He thinks of passing it on to the next generation. Sons, daughters, anyone. Somebody might want to donate it, anything. So that is basically transmission phase. So in the early stage of one's career, early stage. In early stage, I am in which phase? Accumulation. So this statement is wrong. Withdrawal plan is suitable for retired investors. Now let's check this one. Withdrawal plan is suitable for retired investors. Is it true? Obviously it is true, because retired investors will not have other income source generally. So whatever wealth they have created, that wealth will be used, they'll be using it. Because they are in which phase? Transmission phase, okay, or transfer phase. So that's why statement 2 is correct, but statement 1 is wrong. So what do we want? Which one of the statements is correct? Only statement 2 is correct. Okay, only 2 is correct. Got it? Next. Which of the following are correct? Now here, which of the following statements are correct? Which of the following statements are correct? Retail banking is a B2B approach, whereas corporate banking is a B2C approach. Firstly, what is B2B and what is B2C? What is B2B and what is B2C? B2B means business to business. So is retail banking dealing with businesses only, or is it dealing with retail clients like you and me? Is it dealing with retail clients or businesses? So which one is true over here? So retail banking is a B2B approach. So this is wrong. Retail client banking is a B2C approach. See. Okay, first you answer me. Let's see. Retail banking is the first one I gave you. Wrong. Second one. Ticket size of retail banking is less. The number of customers is high in retail banking when compared to the corporate banking. So which one is true? You got it, everyone? Which one is true? First one obviously I gave you wrong. So that's out. Only between 2 and 3 now. Ticket size of retail banking is less or small, you can call it. Ticket size is small means what? The deals which you make in retail banking are smaller than the loans which you give. What is the loan size? Hardly 1 crore, 2 crore, 5 crores generally, isn't it? Home loans also we give roughly around 5 crores to max to max 10 crores. So that is also considered as a smaller size in banking. Because in corporate banking, the size starts from 500 crores. So the ticket size of retail banking is less. Second, the number of customers is high. So which one of them is true over here? Obviously now 2 and 3, because the first answer I gave. So 2 and 3 is correct. Ticket size of retail banking is smaller and number of customers in retail banking is higher as compared to that in the corporate banking. Okay. Next. The maximum amount allowed for investors in SGB for individuals and HUFs. Now, what is the SGB? SGB is sovereign gold bonds. SGB. So it's already given, sovereign gold bonds. Now, who issues these sovereign gold bonds? These sovereign gold bonds are issued by RBI. What are the sovereign gold bonds? This question will be there in exam. Be sure about it. It will be there, definitely. So, sovereign gold bonds means what? These are issued by RBI on behalf of the government. Okay? Why does the government want you to buy sovereign gold bonds instead of real gold? So, what happens? The import of gold, see, there is a huge pressure on the government. Gold is almost the third largest commodity imported in our country. Gold. So much flavor we have for gold. Liking. Huge liking for gold. So government wants you to invest in paper gold. Now this SGB is backed by the real gold. Here, whenever RBI will issue any bond, any gold bond, it will have that much gold. Okay? So you need not worry. Tomorrow if you want your gold, you can give it back to RBI, this bond, and RBI will give you that much amount of gold, or at least the rupees, whatever that amount is. Okay? So this way you can stop the import of gold also, and you can have the, hold the gold also in paper form. Okay? So the point over here is, What is the amount of gold which is allowed to be purchased by retail person like you and me, individual and HF? Maximum SGB. Maximum SGB which you can purchase is 4 kg, 25 kg, 2 kg and 20 kg. What is the answer in this, everyone? Comment section. Think of it. Here, I'll give you the hint. The answer is between A and D. Answer is between A and D. So the answer is 4 kg. Okay? The answer is 4 kg. Kindly note. Answer is 4 kg over here. Individuals are allowed to invest 4 kg in SGB per year. Per year per individual. This is very important. Per year. It's not lifetime. Per year per person. Per person. And means if you have 4 family members or 5, per person you can buy 4 kg of sovereign gold bonds. Obviously, it's not that easy. 4 kg means huge. Okay? Tola. Now we are counting in tolas around 85-90,000. Tola means 10 gram. You're talking of kg, 1000 gram. Isn't it? Huge. If you have money, you can invest. Okay? So, 4 kg is for individuals and HUF also. Even you can invest it as HUF. Separate HUF also you can form and you can invest, form the HUF and invest it over there. Okay? This, I gave you this hint, 4 kg and 20 kg. What is this 20 kg? 20 kg is for the trusts. There are various trusts in our country who are having huge money. So these trusts can invest 20 kg per year per trust. Okay? Next. Read this. Among the given, which of the following is or are not among the fundamental ingredients of an effective marketing mix in retail banking? Not among the fundamental ingredients of the effective marketing mix. Firstly, what is marketing mix? What do you mean by marketing mix? Marketing mix are, there are 4 elements in products and 7 elements in services. Let me show you. No, but then you will get the answer only. First, let me see the answer from your side. What is the answer? Product, persistence, people, process. Which one is the right answer? Product, persistence, people and process. Which is the right answer? You want not. Which one is not? Not means you want incorrect. Okay, not. You want the incorrect one. Which one is incorrect over here? Incorrect is this. Okay? This is incorrect. Persistence is not one of the 4 product mixes. Now, why did I say 4? Say this. Marketing mix is separate for product, place, promotion. These are the 4 P's of product marketing mix. Okay? Product, price, place and promotion. These are the 4 P's of product marketing mix. Then what is the other one? The other one is services, in which you and me are there. Banking. Banking is a service. So in services, we have 7 P's. 7 P's. What are these 7 P's? See, these 4 are there. These 4 come down as they are. Same. These 4 are obviously there. Along with these 4, there are 3 more. What are the other 3? Those are given over here. See this: people, process. Two are given. So people, process. So now 6, 4 plus 2, 6. Which is the seventh one? Who can give me? Who can give me the seventh one? People, process. Now who can give me the seventh one? Physical evidence. Physical evidence. Okay. What do you mean by this? Physical evidence. Physical evidence means your branch should look neat and clean. Customer always feels better if the branch is neat and clean. Everything is in the place. So customer will feel this better. If the branch is very dusty, files are lying here and there, people are shabby, customer will not like the branch, customer will not come to the branch. Okay? So these are the 7 P's. So the answer was persistence. This is not among the this one of the effective marketing mixes. According to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, needs theory, needs may be broadly classified as physiological, safety, social, and urgent. Maslow's hierarchy, sure question in your exam, sure. You will definitely get one question on Maslow's hierarchy, definitely. Be sure about it. You will definitely get Maslow's hierarchy, one question. Okay? How many hierarchies are there in Maslow? How many are there? There are total 5 levels. What are those 5 levels? They start from bottom. Bottom is physiological. Physiological means hand to mouth. Physiology, hand to mouth. It means this person is daily earner, daily earning, daily spending. Daily earning, daily spending, no saving or hardly any saving. Okay? There are a lot of people in our country under this phase, physiological. Then afterwards come next phase is safety. Safety. This person is just above this physiology. Means in this safety phase, the customer will be investing something. Means you can pitch an SIP for that customer. Okay, some 1000 rupees SIP, 2000, or you can pitch in term insurance plans for this person. Jan-Dhan accounts are for these two both. Jan-Dhan accounts. Okay, so physiology is safety, and third one is social. Here the person becomes richer. Social means here the customer is able to invest more. He is having more money. He has got higher in the job category now. So he is having more money now. So when the customer is having more money, the customer will be able to spend more money. So this is known as social. Here the customer needs a car. In safety, the customer doesn't need a car. Says bike, okay, I'll go on the bike. We see now, many of us are also in this only. Kindly note, you don't think you are in this. Many of us are in this only. On the bike, husband, wife, 2 children on the bike. Have you seen this? Right? Many of us are in this. Okay? So, kindly note, in social needs what happens? The person feels that he should have a car. So this person will get a car because he has a social status then. Okay? Afterwards, this social status means here the salary is like this. Over here, this person is earning around, let's say, 7,000-8,000 per month. Okay? Then here the person is earning around, let's say, 20-25,000. Here the customer is earning around 40-50,000. Okay, 50,000 roughly. Social. And then to the next level. This is known as esteem. Esteem. Esteem means what? Here the customer is at very high level. Regional manager. Zonal manager. Now the customer feels that this car is a small car now. I don't want a small car now. I want a big car. So we'll go for the bigger car. Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, Esteem. This flat, oh my God, 2 BHK flat. I don't like 2 BHK, isn't it? I want a bigger flat. I want a villa, Esteem. But don't worry, these persons come down on last level. Last level is known as actualization. Actualization, ACT. So actualization means what? Person comes to know over here that whatever is there is of no use. Actualization. सब मोह माया है. The person comes to know ये सब मोह माया है. जो पास तेरे वही तेरा, बाकी सब मोह का फेरा, isn't it? Person comes to know over here, actualization. So in this phase, the person is in the giving stage. He says, forget it. I don't want anything more now. Generally, the retired person is in this phase. So these are the phases or Maslow's hierarchy needs. Okay. So which one is not there? So it was, the answer was this, urgent needs. Needs may be classified as, so here you want a correct one. So it may be classified as what? 1, 2, 3, only 3. Fourth one is not there. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Because fourth and fifth are different. Physiological, safety, social, esteem and actualization. Okay? So that's why this is the answer. If you get the question in the exam, you must definitely see to it that what is the correct answer in this. The correct answer is urgent needs. There is nothing called as urgent needs. Okay? Next one. Which of the following groups in banks does not go for positioning objective? Rather, it prefers business objectives. Very important question. That's why I told you. In the beginning only I told you. All these questions you will see in the exam. Which group does not go for positioning? I told you earlier when we solved that question of private banks, new age private banks. So which group does not go for it? Foreign banks, public sector, private or new private? Answer. Let's see the answer from your side. Yeah. Only business objective means if I am getting a good business, I am there in the business. If I am not getting a good business, I am out of the business. Foreign banks, isn't it? I give you that example. In foreign banks, they don't want any positioning, nothing. They are clear. Just check at my P&L, profit and loss account, P&L. If it's profit, then yes. If it's loss, out. Citibank sold its business to Axis Bank. HSBC sold its business to other banks. Standard Chartered sold its retail business. Here, I am talking of retail business over here. Purely retail. I am not talking of corporate business. Corporate banking, they are still there. But retail banking, they have exited. Okay, because the competition is fierce in retail banking. The retail banking can be handled by only Indian private banks and nationalized banks, mainly. And the remaining segment by the cooperative banks. There are three main banks: nationalized banks, private banks and cooperatives. Okay, RRBs are also among the nationalized only.